Hey everybody. So I know I said I'm not gonna do any more content until the new year. And I was gonna do a bunch of Christmas songs. And then if I'm being real with you, I found it kind of depressing. And I was like, you know what? Started to record some. And then I was just like, I don't know about this. Because Christmas time for me, and for a lot of people, is kind of a depressing time of year. I mean, they start setting up for it in like June, and you're like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's just a day. It's fine. I'll have Chinese food. It'll be great. It'll be fine. And then you get to beginning of December, and maybe you go home and see your folks, or maybe you have a really dysfunctional family, and you think, yeah, I'll just go. It'll be great. It'll be fine. I'll just go see everybody, do my thing. It'll be, and there's always people that you're like, can't wait to see this person and this person. It's gonna be great. And then you come home and you're like, I'm just gonna work through it. I'm gonna work. You know, I'm just gonna work. It's gonna be fine. And if you're like me, I'm single. I don't have kids. And so my Christmas, if I'm not home with my niece and my nephew who are waking me up at like the crack of dawn, then I'm by myself. And okay, again, you're like, it's not gonna affect me, it's gonna be fine. But okay, I live in Vancouver. So Vancouver is super depressing in the winter. If you're not from somewhere that rains all winter, there's something called seasonal affective disorder. And I am legit affected. See, I'm kind of a bubbly person, but then I get to like middle of this season and I'm like grumpy and like I don't really, and I mean nobody really I think feels my grumpiness, but I feel it. And I have a hard time kind of feeling like myself. And then it's Christmas time as well and you're by yourself. And anyway, I know a lot of you guys are dealing with your own shit because it's Christmas. Whether it's because you don't celebrate in the same way that other people do, or whether it's because you're estranged from your family, or whether it's because going to see your family feels like more work than going to work. I just want you to know I see you because I totally get that feeling of like, okay, like last year I was off on Christmas Day. And so there was one Starbucks open in the West End. So I went and got a tea and I walked around Stanley Park in the rain, in my rain boots, and literally cried, like listened to sad music and cried. And it was a beautiful day. It's Vancouver, so it's really green all winter, and like the Stanley Park has these huge trees, and it felt beautiful, but it was really sad. And I want you to know that if you are sad this Christmas, it's okay. And that for whatever reason, whether it's because, you grow up with all of these traditions and then as an adult, it's different, or whether it's expectations that it's not going to affect you, but then it does. And you're like, damn, this really snuck up on me. It sucks. So all of this whole like, yay, Christmas. And you see all these commercials with lovely couples who are like snuggled up together next to a fireplace and you're single. Or all of these couples that have kids and you've tried to have kids and you can't. Whether it's because your family doesn't agree with something that you do with your life, and either going to see them is gonna mean having to like work really hard to exist and hold space for yourself, so you don't go see them, and then you mourn the fact that you don't feel like you have a family. In all of these cases, if you don't fit into what, the Hallmark version of Christmas, it sucks. It sucks. So I want you to know, you're not alone in that. It's true for a lot of people in a lot of different categories, that it's not something that you're like, oh, I'm in the spirit of the season. No. The spirit of the season in recent years for me has been super depressing. So my suggestion is either put on some music or a podcast that makes you feel like, yeah, it's gonna be okay. Or lean into it a little bit. Put on some like Jan Arden, put on something, a little bit moody and broody, and go for a walk. Bundle up if you're in a cold climate. Go for a walk. Find something beautiful to look at. If you're somewhere like Vancouver or somewhere that's warmer, go for a walk somewhere green and breathe it in. Go for a walk somewhere where they have lights up. Take yourself on a little trip in your own city. Or if you have the money, go somewhere else. If you can go somewhere else and not be in your normal set of circumstances, then do that. But don't just sit in your place. Don't just sit with your thoughts. Move. Get going. And I don't mean like go for a run because of skinniness and worthiness and then you'll be worth something and it'll be great. No, fuck that. What I mean is just do something so your mind has something else to focus on. And then if you cry on the seawall, you cry on the seawall, right? But you are not alone. You're not alone. There's a lot of split screen sadness going on this time of year. So I don't know what it is about this season. It's all of the shoulds, right? It's like we should all have this life, you know? And we don't. So you are not, there's nothing wrong with you that you don't. And maybe someday you'll have exactly that. But for this moment, all I ask is that you take care of yourself. Because this day that is so joyful for other people, if it feels like a motherfucker for you, do something for yourself, whether it's go get your favorite wine and have it at your place or whatever you like to kind of snack on, or if you want to go for a walk somewhere in the woods, not in the dark, maybe with a whistle and some bear spray, but go do something different than you normally do and be so kind to yourself because this day is coming for you. And as the countdown continues and the world ramps up the dial on what Christmas should be, you need to ramp up the dial on self-care and the realization that you are going to be okay. Christmas will be over before you know it. And all that shit that was up and a big deal will be on sale 80% off. So, I love you. I mean it. You are not alone. You are not alone. There's a lot of us who feel the same. Where Christmas maybe again will be something beautiful in the future, but at this moment, Christmas sucks. All right. I feel gross in this kind of intimate moment, but I have to. Everyone's like, make sure you say it. So, if you're into it, if you like a hat and some really frizzy red curly hair, please subscribe. And if you want to know what's going on, ring the bell. It's a lot of really fun stuff coming in the new year. Yeah, I'm making it now. I'm excited. So anyway, feel free to message me, put some stuff in the comments. And if you're by yourself on Christmas Day, I'll send you a message. Okay. Happy Kwanzaa.